What if I told you one of the most familiar cars on the road just quietly reinvented itself? Not with crazy wings, not with fake vents, not with spaceship doors, but with something way harder to pull off in today's market. Taste, maturity, and a design that's so clean it almost feels expensive. Today, we're breaking down the 2026 version of the Accord and answering the big question everyone is asking. Is this actually the best-looking Accord ever made, or is the hype getting out of control? Because let's be honest, when was the last time you looked at a family sedan and thought, wait, that's actually beautiful? For years, sedans were treated like boring appliances, safe, predictable, forgettable. But the 2026 Accord is making people stop scrolling, stop driving, and do double takes. Some are calling it boring. Others are calling it the most elegant Accord ever. So which one is it? Let's find out. When you first see the 2026 Honda Accord, the word that hits you isn't aggressive. It's composed. The front end is calm, sharp, and confident. No angry headlights, screaming at you. No oversized grille, trying too hard to look sporty. Just a wide, low stance with clean LED lighting, and a grille that looks premium without being flashy. This is the kind of design that ages well. The kind of car that still looks good 5 years later when trends change again. From the side, the Accord's proportions are what really sell it. Long wheelbase, smooth shoulder line, a roofline that gently flows into the rear without looking bulky. It has that near fastback shape that makes the car look lower and sleeker than it actually is. Park this next to older Accords and you instantly see how much more upscale it feels. Honda didn't try to make the Accord look like a sports car. They made it look like a proper modern sedan again. And in a world where sedans are slowly disappearing, that's kind of bold. Walk around to the back and the taillights complete the clean look. No crazy shapes, no forced drama, just sharp LED lighting and a wide stance that makes the car look planted on the road. This is grown-up design. It doesn't beg for attention, it earns it. And that's exactly why some people love it while others call it boring. If you're into wild styling, this car isn't trying to impress you. If you're into clean, premium design, this Accord suddenly feels like it belongs in a more expensive category. But the real surprise is inside, because this is where Honda has quietly leveled up. The cabin of the 2026 Accord feels like Honda finally said, okay, let's stop treating interiors like afterthoughts. The dashboard is simple, horizontal, and calm. The air vents stretch across in a clean line. The screen sits nicely integrated instead of looking like an iPad glued to the dash. Everything feels balanced. Nothing feels messy. And then you start touching things. The materials are better. The steering wheel feels more solid. The buttons feel tighter. The layout feels intuitive. This isn't luxury car territory. But for a mainstream sedan, it's impressive. This is the kind of interior that makes you feel relaxed during long drives. You don't feel overwhelmed by screens. You don't feel like you're inside a cheap plastic box. It feels considered. Technology-wise, Honda didn't go crazy, but they went smart. The infotainment is larger and cleaner. Wireless smartphone connectivity is finally becoming standard on more trims. The digital displays are easy to read. The driver assistance tech is smoother than before. Lane keeping feels less robotic. Adaptive cruise feels more natural. These aren't flashy features, but they matter every single day when you actually live with the car. Now let's talk about the way this Accord feels on the road, because design isn't just how a car looks, it's how the whole experience feels. The Accord has always been known for being balanced. Not sporty, like a performance sedan. Not floaty, like an old-school cruiser. Just planted, comfortable, and confident. And that formula continues here. It feels stable at highway speeds. It feels light in city driving. It's quiet without feeling numb. This is the kind of car you could drive every day and never feel tired of it. And here's where the real debate begins. Is this the best design ever for the Accord, or is it just the most refined? Some fans miss the aggressive lines of older generations. Some miss when the Accord tried harder to look sporty. But there's something to be said about confidence in restraint. Honda didn't design this car to win Instagram. They designed it to age well. To still look classy when trends shift again. To still feel modern in 2029 when everything else looks outdated. When you compare it to rivals like the Toyota Camry or the Hyundai Sonata, the Accord feels like the calm one in the group. The Camry leans sporty and aggressive. The Sonata leans futuristic and bold. The Accord leans elegant and timeless. None of these approaches are wrong. It just depends on what kind of driver you are. Do you want attention, or do you want something that feels classy every single day, without screaming for it? What's interesting is that Honda didn't radically redesign the Accord for 2026. This is more of a refinement of the current generation. And that's where some of the criticism comes from. People expected something revolutionary, something shocking, something totally new. But Honda chose evolution instead of revolution. They smoothed the edges, cleaned up the details, improved the tech, upgraded the feel, and sometimes, that's actually the smarter move. Radical designs age faster, clean designs age slower. And here's something nobody talks about enough. The Accord's design isn't just about looks. It's about how it makes you feel driving a sedan in 2026. In a world full of crossovers and SUVs, choosing a sedan is almost a statement now. It says you care about driving feel. It says you like lower center of gravity. It says you want efficiency without sacrificing comfort. The Accord doesn't apologize for being a sedan. It embraces it, and that's refreshing. Let's also be real about who this car is for. This isn't aimed at teenage TikTokers. This is aimed at people who actually drive, people who commute, people who road trip, people who want reliability, comfort, and a car that doesn't feel cheap after 2 years. The Accord's design reflects that. It's mature, it's calm, it's confident. It doesn't need fake fence to prove itself. And honestly, that might be why it's controversial. In a market addicted to extreme styling, normal suddenly feels boring, but normal done right feels premium. And that's exactly what Honda pulled off here. The 2026 Accord looks like a car made by designers who trust their own taste instead of chasing trends, and that's rare in today's car industry. Now, is it perfect? No. If you want aggressive styling, this isn't your car. If you want something that screams performance, this isn't your car. If you want heads to turn every time you park, you might want something louder. But if you want something that feels good to look at every single day, something that feels calm, balanced, and grown-up, this Accord absolutely delivers. So is this the best design ever for the Accord? That depends on how you define best. If best means the most dramatic, then no. If best means the most refined, the most confident, and the most premium-feeling Accord Honda has ever built, then yeah, it might actually be the best one yet. So here's the real question for you. Do you want your car to scream for attention, or do you want it to quietly earn respect? Because the 2026 Accord isn't trying to shock you. It's trying to grow up with you. And in a world full of noisy designs and fake aggression, that kind of calm confidence might actually be the most bold move of all. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more real-world car reviews, and tell me in the comments, is this the best-looking Accord ever made, or do you miss the older, more aggressive designs?